And welcome here to Heritage Ways. This is my kitchen and our home that my husband has named Heritage Home. We did have Heritage House in Ohio, but he named this one Heritage Home before I even arrived to see it for the first time, and I'm so thankful for him, and my home. I'm thankful that you're here. I like to count my blessings, and I want to encourage you. I want to start even more to encourage you to count your blessings. Write one down every day. I promise it'll change your life. Today, I'm going to make for us a ratatouille. Now, some of you might have only heard the term because of the movie, the cartoon. I don't know. I've never even seen it. I think it's a cartoon. I don't even know. But Ratatouille, I think, was the mouse that cooked. I think. I don't know. I should have done my research beforehand. But we're going to make a ratatouille, and I think it's especially good to make at the end of the season, the end of the garden season. You can make it anytime, but if you have a garden and you've got a few things straggling and you've got some squash still and some eggplant and onions and other things, peppers, then you can make this. It's just the reason I think it's good for end of the growing season, is because it's warming and comforting to me. And it makes me think more of fall than summer, but you can certainly make it at any time. Don't let the idea of eggplant to throw you off and say, absolutely not. I made this for my dear friends at the Tuscarawas Valley Farmers Market in Dover, Ohio last summer. It was very, very good. I make it for my family, and we're going to make it today, and I'm going to tell you what I'm going to serve it over. But that's going to be our supper tonight. I'm glad you're here. This is Heritage Ways, and I'm Miss Katie, and I love to share homemaking skills, especially the old ways, and talk about heritage and just appreciate the heritage of the folks who've gone before us. So make sure to subscribe to Heritage Ways YouTube, and we're going to get started chopping up these veggies and tell you where you can find the recipe for ratatouille. All right, we're just going to start by chopping up the vegetables. The idea is to chop each one about the same size. They're going to cook evenly that way. This is zucchini, and we have 2 zucchini. Now, this recipe is from provincial France, meaning just in the country. What we call here, Mr. Patient and I call good old country folks. But that is where this was from, and it would have been used, or is used, was and is, to use up what you have growing in the garden. Now you can see these are the pieces, I guess you might say quarter size maybe. But it is a rustic dish, and so you want to have, like I said, the pieces a bit bigger than you might normally in something like a spaghetti sauce or something like that. So this is zucchini squash, and we love zucchini squash in all kinds of ways. But I'm just actually slicing this into 4 pieces, you see, like that. And then I'm slicing them into chunks. I recently got this at my favorite farmer's market. I visited Ohio again. The market there for the last time for the season. We were up there for something, and my kids and I were up there to visit friends and family for a couple of days, and I bought these vegetables from my favorite farmer at my favorite farmer's market, and his name is Jonas Yoder. He's an Amish man. I don't know if you can hear the cat snoring in the background. Our cat has a loud snore, bless his heart. So I bought these from Jonas Yoder. It was good to see him. On this dish, it calls for 2 small or 1 large. This is what I'd call a small, It's the only eggplant I have, so I'm gonna use one eggplant today. But I wish I had another one. I got the last one Jonas had. I wish I had another one, but that's what we're gonna use. And that is the nature of this rustic dish, using what you have. I love these bowls. They are actually plastic, and they are made, honestly, and I didn't plan it this way, they are made by Jonas's, the one who grew the vegetables, his family members, his brother's company. And I actually work with them, Quality Plastics in Ohio, and I like to tell folks about their products because I believe in that family, I believe in their mission, and I believe in what they're doing and how they serve others. So anyway, there's the mini bowl that they have, and I love it. You can serve food in it or use it. So I'll put a link down below in the description box so you can check those out. So what I'm gonna do, and there's not really, I'm not really showing you a right or wrong way to do these onions today. I've got them sliced like that. Of course, they're gonna fall apart when they cook, but you can see they're not small, terribly small pieces. Oh, sorry, did I bother you? Oh, excuse me. Oh, okay. Yeah, go back to what you were doing. Sorry. Calls for 2 peppers, the recipe I'm gonna give you. And you can use red or green or yellow. I tend toward yellow or red on recipes, but today I have a yellow and a green. I like red, they're sweeter. But I'm just kind of chunking them, you know what I mean? I'm not really dicing. I guess I am dicing, but dicing thickly. Okay, so now we have the eggplant, and we're just going to dice it up, chunk it up. Now, like I said, you can peel it if you want to, and you could just use a vegetable peeler for that if you want to. I'm actually just going to take off just a few specks here that are kind of, you know, brown. That's it. I'm not going to peel it. You can if you want to. There's going to be a surprise ingredient at the end of this recipe, and it is only a tablespoon of that ingredient, and it just makes it stand out and makes you want to eat more. So the recipe will be, see, I made like little steaks like that, and then I'm going to slice them and then cut them the other way. The recipe is going to be on my website, heritageways.com. And I will leave a link in the description box of this video so you can just click right on it. And it's a printable, free printable recipe. Again, I have just a cube that's running away from me. It's gonna soften up in the ratatouille. This is gonna stew on top of the stove. That is the traditional method of making ratatouille. You can use your knife or bench scraper. I use this all the time when I cook. Again, some things that I'm using today, I'm just going to put down in the description box of the video. This video is not sponsored by anybody, but I will put some links in the description box so you can check out the things that I like to use when I'm cooking. This knife I'm using is one of my very favorites. I used to be an affiliate for them, but not now, I don't think. If I can find the link or figure it out, I'll put that down there too, but I reach for this knife every single time. It's Nakano, made in Japan. That will oxidize as the air hits it, so that means it'll turn brown like apples or potatoes. So you're gonna wanna go ahead and get that thing cooked up right now. So that's where we're gonna head over to the stove, and I'm going to show you how I put it all together. So I have my potatoes, these are just kind of sitting in water so that the dirt, man, I can't talk today. so that the dirt can loosen. Missy, our daughter, just dug this out of Grandpa, my father's garden, when we were in Ohio also. So this whole dish comes to you from Ohio Produce today. But she dug these potatoes, and I'm just kind of putting them in there to loosen the dirt. And I'm actually going to peel them because we're going to have mashed potatoes. Now, you could have a more rustic version. I may do that. Leave the peeling zone and just mash them with the peeling zone. That is more rustic, so that'd be in tune with the dish we're having. So I've got my onions chunked. I've got my eggplant chunked. I've got my zucchini and my peppers. 3 more ingredients we're going to use are thyme. Now, I always use fresh thyme from my garden when I have it. But we've moved and had to leave my raised beds, so I hope the new owner's enjoying my herbs. We have garlic. I have minced in this jar here. Again, we grew garlic in our garden last year, but we don't have it this year. And then I have a can of whole tomatoes. I'll tell you a little tip about this. Do you know that companies typically use, when you're getting chopped or stewed or pureed tomatoes, they're really using the inferior ones in that product. If you want to have a little bit better quality tomato, you can get the whole peeled tomatoes, and you can either mash them up kind of with a spoon in your dish, or you can take a pair of scissors and put it down in the jar and cut around there, a pair of cooking scissors to make them chopped tomatoes. But just an idea. Now, I do buy chopped tomatoes, but this is just information for you. If you do want to have a better product, go ahead and buy the whole peeled and chop it yourself. In my Lodge cast iron enamel line Dutch oven, I love this thing. I'm going to put some olive oil, a couple of tablespoons. Honestly, this is avocado oil, but the original recipe that I'm going to give you on the website calls for olive oil, and you can use either one. So we've got a couple of tablespoons in here. I love this little drizzle cap too. It makes it so much easier to cook with your oils. Here's a little note here. I kind of got my ingredients backwards. The eggplant and peppers are going to go in at the same time, so I moved those peppers over from the zucchini to the eggplant, because the reason for that, the zucchini is going to be softer. You can also use yellow squash for this, but the zucchini is going to be softer. Eggplant and the peppers are going to cook about the same time length, so that's the reason for that. All right, just go ahead and we're going to saute those onions a little bit, but we want them to be not quite soft stage. Okay, I'm actually now going to add the peppers and eggplant. Let this soften just a bit before we add the zucchini. This is what I was referring to. So you have the whole tomatoes, and you can just take some kitchen scissors, and just get down in there and cut them up a little bit. I have already added the tomatoes, and I thought the camera was on. I break them up with this spatula. You can use fresh tomatoes, but I actually like the canned tomatoes in this better. I've done both. 2 to 3 garlic cloves. Well, garlic's good for you, and it's good. 2 to 3 sprigs of fresh thyme. I don't have it, so I'm going to kind of just put some in here. Always rub the herbs between your hands to release the essential oils and the flavor. The thyme, I think, is one ingredient that makes it quintessentially French. So what we're going to do now is we just have it at a simmer for about an hour. I'm going to tell you now, this is not something I would have thought I would have liked. And I'm not a picky eater, but I was like, I'm not sure about that. This is a wonderful, wonderful comfort food. My family loves it too. All right, this is 40 minutes in, and I have stirred 3 times. So put it on 20 more minutes for the hour. So that's what it looks like after being stirred 3 times at 40 minutes. Some fresh basil is best, but if you don't, use dried. If you don't have fresh. And then, oh, look here. This is it. Some honey drizzled over the top. As much or little as you want. But this just, oh, y'all. So much. There you go. Look at that. The potatoes, the vegetables. It's got that little juice in there from the tomatoes. It's hot. Woohoo. Ah, hot, 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 hot. It's gonna be good. You can put it over noodles or rice. Noodles and potatoes, I think, are best. Okay, here we go. There, let's get some eggplant. Okay, I think it needs a little bit more salt. Yum. I hope you're counting your blessings. I hope you'll go over and find the recipe at heritageways.com or follow the links in the description box below. I'm going to sit here and enjoy my ratatouille over mashed potatoes. It's a very comfort food, and it's not really hard to make. It's unusual, but try it. My family's going to love this. It's healthy, too.